As these guys clean up, I will invite our next act on stage, Sam Cohn. And I will let him introduce his piece.
Hey everyone. So my piece, as Allison called it, is actually a sea chanty. And it is a sing-along. So when the projector turns on, like that, sideways. That's better. And where's the internet? Someone close my internet. No! Now I find it again.
More jokes, Allison!
It's all yours.
Oh no, okay. Well, so I don't know if you know this, but the physics faculty used to have this Swedish woman on it named Lena, and she was a really good swimmer. And so one time she was competing in the 100-meter breaststroke competition, and she was lagging really far behind all the other women. And after the race, she's the last one to finish, she gets out and goes over to the judge and says, I don't mean to complain, but those other women were using their arms. This is all Garrison Keillor sponsored, okay?
Very good.
And so I don't know. Sorry about that. That wasn't my fault. She also had this husband, Sven, who was this crazy Swedish dude. And so one day, Lena is sitting at home watching the news, and she sees that someone on the freeway is actually on the opposite side and driving the wrong direction. And she's like, oh no, Sven is going to be taking that exact same freeway. So she picks up the phone and calls him and says, Sven, watch out, there's some jerk driving the wrong direction on the freeway. And he's like, one jerk? Everybody's driving the wrong direction on the freeway. Okay, hold on.
We're having internet problems. So, since in the olden days they didn't have projectors, but somehow people still learned how to sing along, in that spirit, we'll just wing it. Or maybe not. I can also do music jokes, by the way, as I used to play. In what way are a violist's fingers like lightning? They never strike the same place twice. What's the difference between the first stand violist and the last stand violist? A half step and a half measure.
What do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft?
A flat minor.
A flat minor. Now don't ruin this next one. What do you get when you drop a piano on an army base? A flat major. I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this up. Swedish joke. Okay. I actually know about a Swedish thief. And so he knew this house was going to be out of town, or these people that own this house are going to be out of town. And so he goes up one day at night and, looks in the window, sees no one home, and so knocks, no one's home. Tapes the window, breaks it, goes inside. So he's looking around for valuable stuff to steal. And he sees, a room just in the distance with all the stuff. DVD players, Blu-ray players, valuable electronics kinds of things. And so he's shining his flashlight around, and all of a sudden he hears a voice that says, I see you, Jesus sees you, and we don't like it. So he stops dead in his tracks because clearly God has caught him in this act. And so he's shining his flashlight frantically around, and all of a sudden, his light lands on a bird sitting on a stoop. And the parrot says, "I see you, Jesus sees you, and we don't like it." So he takes a deep breath, and as he does, his flashlight lowers a little bit, and he sees a giant pit bull sitting there with his fangs bared, drool, snot, whatever pit bulls do. And the bird says, "Sick him, Jesus."